Alright, so all of the evils in the world that I've had to experience in my lifetime came from three books. Mein Kampf, the Quran, and the Holy Bible. I'm done with all of you. Get me a Remington 700 and a ticket to Israel. I don't care whose side you claim to be on. You target children, I'll plug you. It's plain and simple. Get me a Remington 700. Get me on a ticket. Get me to Israel. I'm not willing to shoot people here in the United States because the United States ain't being targeted like that. In this war, I am 100% on the side of Israel. 100%. But I guarantee you, if I see an Israeli soldier pointing a gun at a child, I'd do the same thing as if I would. If it was a Hamas soldier pointing a gun at an Israeli child. And it ain't killing. I cannot rightly consider it killing to drop a man who's killing children. Now, rightly, the best rifle for what I'd be doing wouldn't be a Remington 700. It'd be a Keystone single shot 22 with a Gila Triple S round. Hamas is pulling a Leslie Snell. Hamas is pulling a Ted Bollinger. Hamas is pulling a Danica Garner. Hamas is pulling a Rochelle Shelley Campbell. Hamas specifically targeted women and children. Children. If you are in the Gaza Strip, you best find a way the fuck out of there. If you support Hamas, well, you better pray nobody helps me get to Israel. And we got a lot of assholes like to get on here and troll on my channel. But right now, what I'm telling you is that I'm not willing to let you target and kill children. This is not a happening thing. I am 100% on the side of Israel in this war. I'm going to tell you something. I am against killing. I'm not against burying a man alive. My back's pretty fucked up though, and I won't need a shovel. Just get me to Israel. I don't like the United States anyway. Country full of cowards and child molesters, rapists. Not too many good people here. A lot of nice people. A lot of used car salesmen too. Here in the United States, people most likely to kill children are their own parents. Who's the most likely person to kill Leslie Snell's children? Leslie Snell. Who is the most likely person? Maybe you should look that up before running your mouth. It's obvious there's nothing in the United States worth fighting for. Y'all are too fucked up on pharmaceuticals and stupidity and ignorance, propaganda and bullshit, gossip, Louis Vuitton, the newest iPhone. Diet pills, liposuction. You want to complain about, well, literally anything. Anything other than the rights of a man in this country. And I'll ask my permission before snipping the tip of my you-know-what's. And that's an issue I have with Israel as well. My body, my choice. I don't care the color of your uniform, the color of your flag. I care if you target children. If you ask me to go and dig up landmines with a fork, I'm willing to do that for the Israeli army, the Israeli Defense Force, because I know that ultimately I am helping the good guys. I am helping the people who are going to plug Hamas, going to pump them so full of lead, well, they're going to have to be cleaned up with a sponge and a fucking bucket. Unfortunately, Israel did something that they should not have done. Something they do every time these happen. They pull back their settlements a little closer to the interior. By all rights, they should have leveled the Gaza Strip and moved in. Set up nothing but booby traps and landmines. And then gone back to Israel. If your enemy is firing at you in their lands, leave them no lands to fire at you from. What Benjamin Netanyahu did by pulling back the settlements, I understand it's supposedly supposed to only be temporary. But that's not what it's ended up being, has it? How many Israeli settlements stand empty because they were too close to the border? And Hamas, they're hell-bent on killing. That's what they spend their infrastructure money on. Hell-bent on killing Israelis. That's it. And Hamas ain't the only ones. These tactics are brutal. You know, one thing my enemies here in the United States fear is my mouth. I've gone my entire life without killing anyone. And it's my ultimate goal in life. My number one goal in life, not to kill anyone, not even not even on accident. These people intentionally targeted children. Fuck the rest of it. All of the rest of it. They intentionally targeted children. The Israelis are doing the right thing by targeting infrastructure. What would the United States do in this situation? They would immediately target civilian infrastructure. Specifically, civilian infrastructure. Because it is the military infrastructure that is supported by the civilian infrastructure. You destroy bridges. You destroy oil pipelines. Now, the United States was real kind in the last few wars with oil refineries. We didn't go after that because we wanted it. There's nothing in America worth fighting for at all. I've been here my entire life. I've seen and endured some pretty horrible atrocities. And it all means nothing because my fellow countrymen are cowards. You know what happens if you don't use your voice when it matters? When you don't use your voice, it makes a difference. Look what happened when we pulled out of Afghanistan. And anyone who didn't see that coming was an idiot. There are children that were born and raised entirely under American occupation. They were killed that day. America was indiscriminate, or so we claim, but it was not indiscriminate to target weddings. Israel is letting people in these buildings know that they're about to bomb it. That also allows the terrorists that might be there to get away. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone ever being any nicer in a war than that. We're sorry, but your neighbor is using his basement to make Hamas rockets, so we're going to need you to leave your house, and we're sorry. Whew. If you want to be stubborn and stay home, that's on you. Nobody should be in the Gaza Strip anymore, and I do not agree with the Israelis pulling back more settlements again and again and again. What they're doing is creating a more densely populated area. They're giving up a lot of farmland. Just so you know, most of that farmland was never any good for farming. Ever. The only reason that it's even close to being functional today is because of a lot of modern technology and things like plastic that allow you to trap some of the condensation when you're growing food. Every time the Israeli pull back, they have less land to utilize and more people on it. You get to see how hard the Israelis have tried to force independence on the Palestinians. Please be independent. Please stop killing us and then begging us for help. Let me tell you something. If the United States was supplying power to Mexico, and the Mexican government sent paragliders and armed gunmen and bulldozers, America would shut off the power immediately. Israel was awful nice about giving the time and leeway that they did. Stopping someone from killing a child, that's the right thing to do. If you're a decent enough shot and you don't want to kill people, you can try to immobilize them and make it quick. It'd be nice if we could get a whole bunch of real good range shooters, maybe some former Marine Corps scout snipers. They're targeting children, for Christ's sake. What fucked me up so much about Natalie and Alicia's ex-stepmoms, these women kept on telling me how afraid they were of Ted and how afraid they were for their children. Kara Johnson Miles kept on telling me that her child's life was being threatened. Sarah Bacon, too. Telling me about her children's lives being threatened. My sister let me know that her and my niece's lives are being threatened. And a lot of people have been telling me this whole time, hey, Sean, you should have been killing these people instead of exposing them. I disagree. Here in the United States, the situation is different. Because Mexico's not doing that, are they? Neither is Canada. The United States just likes to flex. I don't give a holy fucking goddamn what your religion is. You don't fuck with kids. You don't fuck with kids. And that absolutely doesn't mean that you can't stand up to kids. If you got some little thugs in your neighborhood, think it's okay to bully somebody 5-on-1? Want to bully a kid half their size? Hell yes, it is okay. It is absolutely okay to step up and do the right thing and say, hey, I don't care if there is 5 of you. You're not hurting that little youngin'. You're not going to hurt another human being, especially not 5-on-1, especially not in front of me. Pull your heads out of your backsides. A Remington 700 and an airplane ticket. Every member of Hamas at this point is my personal enemy. Because all of them knew what was going on, saw it happening. They all knowingly, willingly, and intentionally targeted specifically civilian women and children. They didn't target military installations. Hamas targeted civilian, that's right, civilian neighborhoods, homes, families. They went to a music festival to kill a bunch of unarmed civilians. Oh, hell yes. I am totally down with turning those meatheads into meatballs. Another thing. I don't ever want to come back to the country if I'm allowed to leave. I don't want anything to do with any of you disgusting people ever again. None of you understand the value of a human life. None of you. I cannot think of a more selfish place than this one. This country. Are you glad to have someone to love in your life? Or is it dependent upon getting a new Louis Vuitton bag, a new iPhone, the nicest new gaming computer? You want an expensive wedding, don't you? Man, I gotta tell you, the things you guys make important, gals too. It's amazing that it's more gross to me than it is to you. Israel does need to set up a way for civilians to get out of the Gaza Strip and get out of the line of fire. I know that that'll cost a lot more Israeli soldiers than it's really worth. But the thing is, it really is worth it. These people targeted children. It is worth all of our lives, all of them, to protect children. What the fuck was Hamas thinking? Wow. More of these trolls. On the bright side, I can hit the hide user on this channel button. There's no hide user on this channel button in real life. You don't get to target children without me saying something. That's just not a happening thing. Just like everything else I do, make sure I record the thing that I do. I'm gonna end this video now. I just want to say to all you Palestinians, all of you, you got two choices. You either leave or I'm going to assume that you're with Hamas, you're okay with targeting civilians and children especially, that you are for the murder of those children and more, you think those things are okay, and that you are willing to help the people who do those things to get away. I highly recommend, if I am allowed to go to the Gaza Strip, that you move the fuck out immediately. I feel bad for you. If you're a Palestinian who really wants peace, I'm willing to work with you. Help us get rid of Hamas. Show that you're a human being and not a monster. We've gotten to hear these men screaming Allahu Akbar while killing children, while abducting women and children and shoving them into the back of vehicles covered in blood. Allahu Akbar. Obviously, I don't believe in your God, and I don't believe in the Christian God, and I don't believe in the Muslim God for certain. I'm not going to believe in the Jewish God either. I don't care about your imaginary fucking friends. If your imaginary friend is more important than a child's life, you're a fucking idiot. If a goddamn rock is more important than a child's life, you are a goddamn idiot. And you are wasting our oxygen. You are wasting our food, our water. Now, how do y'all enjoy hearing the things that I have to say on my channel? Yeah, I don't even like saying most of this shit. The point here is to get heard. Hamas did it the wrong way. One woman was filmed while being raped next to her dead friends. These legitimate Hamas soldiers killed her friends and then raped her next to their corpse and got it on film. Oh, you guys fucked up. Big. Here's the way I have to look at it. When Israel bombs the fuck out of your infrastructure, out of your rocket production facilities, out of your rocket launch sites, that you fire from civilian locations, if there are children who die in that, that's by your choice. You chose that. And if those children end up dead because they're bombed Israeli F-16, you already know that they're not targeting children. They're targeting legitimate military. That's right. How many rockets now? Over 4,000 rockets launched into Israel. Over 3,000 just on the first day. You had the money for all of that now, didn't you? You were a people who were disposed to, well, all you care about is revenge. The Israelis have much of that on their side as well. You have killed many of their families, going all the way back to the 1930s. And keep in mind that those Jews, their ancestors built that Temple Mount thousands of years ago. You're willing to murder innocent civilians, women, and children over a goddamn rock? At least your children aren't going to grow up believing that it's okay to rape people and murder people. At least if there really is a heaven, your child will go to heaven. Where all you pieces of shit are going straight to hell. Israel isn't targeting civilians. Hamas is. I'm 100% on the side of Israel for a reason. If I'm over there and I see an Israeli soldier trying to harm a child, I will not distinguish him from a Palestinian at that point. At that point, he becomes an enemy combatant and subject to any and all reprisals which would be required of me in the situation. I won't be there to protect Palestinians. I won't be there to protect Jews. I won't be there to protect foreign nationals or Americans. I'll be there expressly with the purpose of protecting any and all children who need it. Y'all can kiss my ass.